Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. I am Crash Rowsell, and it's once again time to crash the scones with another in showing off my entire collection of something video. Now, it's exactly 1 year, well, almost 1 year, since I recorded and uploaded my last video, which was showing off my entire PlayStation 3 collection. And for some reason, that video is one of the most highest viewed videos on my channel. And it's actually the highest viewed video, well, new video of 2018. Third highest video in general of 2018. So that pretty much warrants a sequel. And as you can see by the title, this is my entire PlayStation 2 collection. We're going backwards. I showed you my PS4 collection, but it's very small. That's all I need to know. My PS4 collection is pretty big. I have a lot of games here in town, and I say that because I do have a lot of games still back home with my family. There's a bunch of PS2 games I haven't brought in, a couple wrestling games, things like that, because I am a fan of wrestling, so I don't have those with me. I have a couple wrestling games here, I think. I got one, I know that for sure. One or two. Oh, I got three, actually. So, I'm going to literally just show a game, I'm going to hold it up, describe what it's about, how I enjoyed it, any things like that. There's a lot to it. This is probably a long video, I apologize in advance. But yeah, let's get started, I guess. So, I gotta start off with actually one of my favorite franchises of all time. So, if I ever did a list of my top 5 favorite games, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland would be number 2 on that list. My number 1 favorite game is Spyro The Dragon. But this would be on my favorites game. But this whole series, Tony Hawk Underground, Tony Hawk Underground 2, and Tony Hawk American Wasteland are 3 of my favorite games I've ever played. Hands down, these are some of the most fun, mindless games that have close enough to skateboarding that you can. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of like the Pro Skater series. I do own Pro Skater 4, if I'm not mistaken, and I have Pro Skater for the Nintendo 64, which I might do those videos in the future if you're interested. But these games, I remember I got Tony Hawk Underground 2 first and loved it. And then I happened to find Tony Hawk Underground, and then my copy vanished, so I went and got another one for $2. And then I got this one for Christmas, and it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me. This series is one of the best fun series I've ever played in my life. If you ever have a chance to play any one of these 3, do it. They are one of the most fun games you're ever going to play. It's not hard either, that's the thing. It's a really, really fun game. The next one we'll show off is Bully. So Bully is a classic. It is one of the most interesting Rockstar games that came out. You know how they kind of came out with Red Dead Redemption? It would just kind of came out of nowhere, even though they had Red Dead Revolver, which a lot of people forgot about that. Bully is that game. It's one of those games. It's really loose in the packaging. Okay. Anyways, Bully is a really, really fun game. It's simple. You just go around and do stuff as your main character, which I totally forget his name. Supposedly there's a sequel getting worked on this year, so hopefully that's going to be happening. You do all the stuff that a bully would do, and you decide between good and evil. There's a lot of good stuff. This is a really fun game. I actually might play this one again after I finish playing Grand Theft Auto 5 again, because I'm replaying that one for PlayStation 4, because I haven't beat it for that one. So, Bully, excellent game for the PlayStation 2. I think it's out for the original Xbox and PC, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's also on the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store, Microsoft Store, so go check those out. Very fun game. It's definitely an awesome game, and I only got it for $3. This is probably worth a lot now. It's really shiny, too. Except for the shaky. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So now it's time to get funny. So, when I was younger, I bought a game because it came with a controller. And that was the main reason I bought it. The game was the bonus, because I wanted the controller. It was $20 for a controller and a game. This was the game that came with it. This is Super Trucks Racing. I used to call this Stupid Trucks Racing, because this game was garbage. This game is not good at all. It's not fun. It's the weirdest game you're ever going to play. I mean, if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and look up a playthrough of this. You will get a huge kick out of it. It's one of the funniest, horrible games you'll ever see in your life. I remember I used to play this with a kid from my school. He used to get tutored by my mom, and after he was done, she would tutor his sister, so he would hang out for a while, so me and him would play some video games. We'd play a couple racing game stuff, and he always wanted to play this one. I didn't want to because it's so bad, but he loved it. But I'm really happy to have it. I actually sold my copy ages ago, but I got this one for $1 on an auction site, and I said, why not? It's worth $1. I'll take it for $1. It's great, though. I love it. So speaking of another random cult classic, Beat Down Fists of Vengeance, aka the first thing I ever bought online in my life. Back when I was super young, this is going to date me a little bit, I used to do money orders for eBay, because PayPal didn't exist then. And I set up a money order to buy this game. Now, my parents didn't know what it was, obviously. This game is very violent. It has a lot of vulgarity in it. It's very dumb. It's a straight-up beat-em-up game. It's from Capcom, which is really cool, and Renderware, which I think Renderware did a lot of good games. This game is very dumb when it comes to the storyline and stuff, but there's like betrayal storylines and all this, but like the way that everything's handled is they're always just fighting each other. But I love just the moveset. Like, I used to play as the main character Raven, which is this guy right here. I love, well, main guy in the back too. I used to play as Raven all the time. He was excellent. Aaron's pretty good too. But I always used to play as him and loved his moveset. He used to do a bulldog as a move, like a wrestling move. So I love that. But this game is a cult classic. I know a lot of people who love this game just because it's so dumb. Like, for what it is, it's one of those games that tries to take itself so seriously, but it's so dumb. Like, literally the opening line, he looks at the camera and goes, "Time to open up the gates of hell." And you're just like, okay. They try to be so edgy and stuff. It's hilarious. It's so good for when I was in my emo hipster, my emo scene phase when in that time. So, very fun game. Loved it. It's a game that I recently played a little while ago and forgot how dumb it was. And it was worth every penny of that money order. Okay, the next one I got, I don't have a case for, but way back in the day, I used to do a series on my old channel. I was a YouTuber called Pushping Gamer, and I used to do a series called Retro Wednesdays, and what I would do was I would play old school games. Now, I happened to run out of old school games for the series. I used to do it every Wednesday, and I happened to not have a lot of games at the time, so I went to a local game store and got this game called Zapper, One Wicked Cricket. I had no clue what this was. Literally no idea what this game was. I seen a little cricket on the front. It was $5. Yeah, it was a tax-free day, so I said, yeah, let's get it. It's blue on the back. This is like a Frogger ripoff, and it's not great. I know there's probably a lot of people out there who's played this game and was like, man, what are you talking about? It was the best! It was good. It was good, but it's not great. I really enjoyed playing it on the channel. I remember the 5 or 6 people who used to watch me at the time really enjoyed it. So, that's all I can really say about it. I don't have the actual case for it. It was just the game. That's why I got it for as cheap as it is. It's okay. It's an okay game. That's all I can really say about it. I just like just showing off my empty case one. Or my non-case one. Speaking of cases, I have the Bouncer. The Squaresoft game. So, I originally bought this because it seemed really interesting. It's like it plays out as a movie, and I bought it, and it was on its way, and I already had it, and I never actually played it, but then a YouTuber watched named Austin Eruption posted a video about it, and I said, oh my god, this is so dumb, I have to play it. So I opened it up, and it has Bloody Roar 2 for the PlayStation 1 in it. I messaged the guy who I bought it off an auction site. I'm like, hey, I just opened up the game, and I just opened up the Bouncer game, and it has Bloody Roar 2 in it? And he saw it and didn't reply to me. So now I have Bloody Roar 2 instead of the Bouncer. Bloody Roar 2 is a PlayStation 1 game, if you guys did not know that. So yeah, I have the Bouncer case and Bloody Roar 2. I really wanted to play the Bouncer. It looked really dumb. So back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember this, at McDonald's, they would have those kiosks. So what they would do is they have the GameCube, and you would play a game on GameCube. I know there was Paper Mario, there was Super Mario Sunshine, and the other one was Sonic Heroes! So, I didn't know that this game was available for PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 2 at the time. I got this for Christmas. I love this game. This is one of my favorite games probably of all time. I could sit down and play this game so many times. This was his debut on the Sony PlayStation. It literally says in the back, Sonic's PlayStation 2 debut. This game, I don't care what anyone says, it's pure fun. It is so dumb. Team Chaotic used to be my favorite team because they used to not do the classic just get to the end or defeat a certain amount of enemies. They had to do other stuff. I loved it. I first beat the game with Team Rose. I don't think I've ever officially beaten this game 100% because I never got to do the alternate story at the end because I can never beat Team Dark Story. Just straight up. This game is phenomenal. I suggest watching someone do a playthrough of this game. It is so much fun. If you have the opportunity to play it, do it. It's so worth it. It's one of the best, I'm going to say it, I think it's the best Sonic game ever created. Sorry, Sonic 2, which I do own that on Genesis. Maybe I'll do a Genesis video. Which it wouldn't be worth it. I never really played half the games I have. So I guess I'll show off my wrestling games now. If you guys don't know, or if you're new to the channel or you're just stumbling upon this, I'm a wrestling fan. I watch WWE. Well, I watch NXT and 205 Live all the time, and I do watch the pay-per-views and NXT's pay-per-views, and I watch like highlights of Raw and SmackDown, but there's a lot of independents I watch too. I watch like Defiance, New Japan, Rev Pro, things like that. So I do have a couple of wrestling games. I have WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, which this guy got for $4. It was originally $45 at EV, but he got it at Value Village for $4. And TNA Impact. This game was like, it was kind of similar to, what's it called? No Mercy, but not good. The SmackDown vs. Raw games are phenomenal because of the story with them. The 2K games screw that up so bad. I played one a while ago and hated it. Like, straight up hated it. I did not enjoy it at all. But like going back and playing the story modes of these games are amazing. They're so random. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was so much fun. Too, that especially SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. This was a game that I used to record videos online for. I used to do, what are they called? I forget the actual name of them now, but you would like take one move and then edit the video to make it look like it's another move. So like you do like a head scissors, and then when you go down to or do it, it would edit into the guy hitting you with a tombstone. I used to do those videos. I don't remember the name of them. If for some reason you guys do, let me know. But I have a couple wrestling games. Haven't played really any of these in a while. I did play SmackDown 2010 a little while ago because I did the custom character mode. That was my character. I created me. Well, I created William Watson, my alter ego, when it comes to wrestling. But really, really enjoy the wrestling games. You can't go wrong with a good old school wrestling game. I guess we'll talk about Grand Theft Autos now. Do I have 3? I do. Okay, there's another one here. So, Grand Theft Auto, staple of the PlayStation 2. I have 3 Grand Theft Auto games. I have Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, which is originally on the PSP and got ported to the PlayStation 2 while the PS3 was out. And, of course, the legendary, one of the greatest games of all time, don't at me, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is my favorite Grand Theft Auto game ever. I love this one so much. It's got... When it came out at the time, it was innovative. I mean, it was one of the only few games that has an adult rating, like actually adult, and you can buy it in the store, and you have to be an adult to get it. I love the Grand Theft Auto games. They're just good. I was going to say good, clean fun, but it's the exact opposite. They're just good fun. Just mindless violence, and I know a lot of people are just like, I know this is like the pinnacle of people being like, oh, this is why there's violence in America and all that. No, this isn't. If you know how to play these games correctly, it's not going to lead to violence. I've played these games since I was young, and I don't have any violent tendencies. I've yelled a couple times. That's the only difference. And I'm a loud person. But, like, I love these games, especially San Andreas. I recently played San Andreas again. Because when I first played through San Andreas and actually beat it 100%, I used Game Shark codes. I do own a Game Shark. I used the Game Shark code and beat it. So this time I said, you know what? I'm going to actually play through the game fair. I'm going to actually, do it like normally. And man, some of the missions are hard. Like, everybody talks about Zero's RC car mission. No, man. The one where you have to fly the Hydrojet and blow up the planes, that took me like 3 or 4 attempts. Because I can't fly. I'm terrible at flying on the game. Excellent at driving, excellent at shooting, but not flying. These games are revolutionary. If you ever have a chance to play them, do it. I do own Grand Theft Auto 2 for the PlayStation 1, which we may do a PlayStation 1 video if y'all are interested. Okay, I think it's time to talk about the really good ones. Dark Cloud 1 and Dark Cloud 2. I got Dark Cloud 2 because it came with a memory card. That was the only reason I ever played this game. I didn't even know Dark Cloud 1 existed. This is probably two of the greatest RPGs ever created. Don't at me. I remember I had them and I sold them back, and when I got older I started getting more appreciation for RPGs, like, because I really got into Persona 5. And I'm just like, man, I love RPGs, and I didn't realize it. And then I remembered Dark Cloud, and I'm just like, these games are phenomenal. Why did I ever sell them back for some reason? Happened to find this one online for $10, is why there's a 10 up there. And I got this one for $15. So I got both these games for $25. This one at a used game store in town was $40. So I got both games for $15 less than what they are available in stores right now. These games are amazing. There's a lot of, like, the graphics look amazing. I'll get a really close up here. For at the time, they're very artsy style graphics. The story is very dark, but very, very mature. It's good for, like, a good coming of age one. You get to build a lot of stuff. You get to befriend a lot of characters. I think there's, like, the first game you have, like, 6 members. They're so good. Definitely watch someone do a playthrough of this if you don't get to play it yourself. It's one of those games that everybody can play it differently. That's one thing I love about RPGs is everybody has a different play style. Like with this one, if I were to play it, you guys would be like, okay, he's playing it completely different than I ever would. So definitely check these games out if you have the chance. At least watch a playthrough of it. These are phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, both of them are available on the PlayStation Now, which is that monthly subscription service you can get. So give them a chance if you can. I don't know if you can get them in the PlayStation Store, but you can get them in Now for sure. But yeah, give these a try to get the chance. These are both phenomenal games, and I'm so happy to have them back. And I got them dirt cheap too, so. Next up we have Ribbit King. We're getting to the weird stuff again. I still have some good games, don't worry. Actually, Ribbit King is kind of fun. Ribbit King is, I think it's made from the same people who did Animal Crossing, or it's inspired from Animal Crossing. It's so weird. It's one of the weirdest games ever. I got it for $5. It's worth every penny. Trust me. It's golf. Except you hit frogs and other little animals. It's a very cutesy game. It can get really competitive. I remember playing this game with my friend Paul, and we used to get so competitive with this. It's an excellent game. Ribbit King is phenomenal. It was worth the $5 I spent on it. If you ever get a chance to play it, do it. With any of these games, if you ever get a chance to play them, do it. If you ever have a chance to play a game, play the game. Even if it's a garbage game, at least you can be like, hey, I got to play the game. Now another weird one, I don't think I've played this since I got it, NFL Street 2. I think I got this one in a multi-auction with a couple other games. There's one game I wanted, and the other two came with it. So this is what I got in a multi. I think it was this one. There was another game. Oh, it was a PlayStation 1 game. Right. We'll talk about that one if we have to go there. If we do that one. So I got this one. Never played it. I know I played the NBA Street games. I really enjoyed it, so I bet this one's fine. I think that's Exhibit down there. If it isn't, then I'm just racist. So I'll show you the other game I got. I actually played this one. It is one of the most anticipated upcoming games on any console. That's from IGN. You know, the ones who rated Pokemon 6.7 out of 10 for too much water. Rise of Kasai. Rise of the Kasai, sorry. This game was actually really good. I wouldn't give it the ratings on the back like, if you thought that Mark of Cry-Rao was fearsome, Rise of Kasai's Toddy will surprise him in pure bloodlust. And following the successful footsteps of the Mark of Cry, or Cree, Rise of the Kasai blends the best of both worlds by combining top Hollywood animators with innovative game makers for a memorable video game experience. That is literally descriptions on the back from The Hollywood Reporter and Game Informer. It's not that good. It is fine. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very fun game. It's a very simple hack and slash game, kind of similar to like the God of War games. I think that's definitely where they got the inspiration from. I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's worth the amazing reviews like written on the front and everything. So like, it's pressure sensitive. I gotta be very careful. Pressure sensitive, is that in the game? Pressure sensitive? Or is that just the console? I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I never beat it. Maybe in the future I'll go back and beat it, but really like that game. It's just not as worth the reviews it's getting. So, as I said, I bought that game in a big bulk auction. There was 4 games in total. It was Rise of Kasai, NFL Street 2, Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1, which I haven't played yet, and Simpsons Hit and Run! That was the main reason I bought that auction, that full auction, was because I wanted Simpsons Hit and Run. If you ever played Simpsons Hit and Run, then you'll understand what, I gotta be careful because the light is reflecting off that. You'll understand why this game is so good. It is, if you're even a slight Simpsons fan, I don't know if you played South Park, Stick of Truth. If you're just a tiny bit of a South Park fan, you'll love that game. And that goes the same with Hit and Run. Hit and Run is like one of the best Simpsons, no, I'm going to say it, it's the best licensed Simpsons game ever created, besides your Simpsons skateboarding and Simpsons wrestling, obviously. That's a joke. It's just so much fun. The story mode is amazing. The actual cast voices in it, so it's like all the characters who are actually in the show actually voice their characters. There's so many characters to choose from. It's an authentic story by the Simpsons writers, so like Matt Groening actually helped write the story. So it's very authentic to the game. It's very fun. It can get really challenging at times, and Game Shark doesn't help you. Just thought I'd let you know. But yes, very enjoy it. It's one of those games that you guys would love if you were to play it, even if you were only slightly a Simpsons fan. I forgot about this game. Legit. This is Duel Masters for the PlayStation 2. I bought this for, I think, $4 at the same place I got Zapper, but I bought this one like only a couple months ago. Oh yeah, for $5. PS2 Duel Masters. No refund, so I can't return it. Never played it, so I don't know what it is. If it's good, let me know. It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why I bought it, because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all I got for that one, sorry. Now we come to probably the part where you're going to argue with me. When I was younger, I asked my parents for a video game for PlayStation 2 for my birthday, because it was a spin-off of one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. So of course, I was super excited. Hey, we got a new Final Fantasy VII game based on Vincent. Not bad. It was okay. No, I'm just kidding. This game gets a lot of flack. It's better than what people make it out to be. It's kind of like reminiscent of, I would say Resident Evil, but it's not really like that. It's more like Devil May Cry, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. Vincent Valentine is like your free run with him. You can jump around, you shoot, you do double jump, all that stuff. I remember playing through this game almost every single day after school. I come home and used to play this all the time. I thought it was so great. It's based right after the Advent Children movie. That's what it says on the back here. So it's exactly what happened. And the main character is Vincent, which you don't really get a lot of Vincent time in Final Fantasy VII. So that's why I was really cool, really happy that he did this to give Vincent more of a backstory. But why Vincent? Why not Barrett? Am I right? But I really did like this game. I don't care what anyone says about it. I think it's phenomenal because, I mean, we're at the other games here now with the other Final Fantasy games I have with Final Fantasy X, ha-ha! And Final Fantasy X2 and Final Fantasy XII. These three games are phenomenal. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone talks about Final Fantasy X, the regular moment, that cringe moment where like, ha 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 ha! But Gerard from The Completionist, he did an amazing video on Final Fantasy X where he described why that moment was so good and you shouldn't be talking about how cringy it is and all that, which obviously it is a weird one. Interestingly enough, this is my favorite of them all. This girl right here. Her name is Riku. Name sound familiar if anyone's on the channel? Yeah. This one and the game I will talk about a little bit in a little while. Do I have both of them? There's a second one. Let's get us over there. We'll talk about that one in a minute. You obviously get the hint. I named my guinea pig after this Riku. It was inspired by another Riku, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I named her after this one because it's a girl guinea pig, so we named her Riku with 2 Ks. These games are amazing. I don't care what anyone says. They're so good. I think Final Fantasy XII gets the most praise because it's just beautiful. Final Fantasy X has some of the most outstanding graphics for the time. Final Fantasy X2, I think the story is the one thing that draws people in. And I really like it. I like this. Last time she saved the world. This time, it's personal. I loved X2. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't. I think X2 is great. Paige is one of my favorite characters in any video game. Riku's so bubbly and all that, so I really like it. So, since I did talk about Riku from Final Fantasy X2, and she's from X, she's also in that one. Let's talk about the Riku that inspired my guinea pig's name, of Riku from Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. So I have both of these. As you can see, I bought them used. I came into town once to visit my sister who was living in town at the time. She still does. I came into town to visit her, and there was a Rogers where you can rent games, and they happened to have Kingdom Hearts. I brought my PlayStation 2 with me, and I decided to hook it up and rented Kingdom Hearts and got to play it for 5 days. I fell in love with it. When I came into town, one of the first things I did was went and found these games. I bought both of them. I'm still trying to find Chain of Memories for the PlayStation 2 for a good price. Everyone's got it for like $40, and I'm just like, if I can get these games for 30, I'm like, 30 is the highest I'll go. But I can't find it for any cheaper than 40, which sucks. So maybe if I find it online at one point, but I'd like to have a physical copy like this. These games are amazing. They're Final Fantasy mixed with Disney. You can't go wrong with it. It's literally one of the greatest things ever. The story is all over the place. Don't get me wrong. The opening video for Kingdom Hearts 1 will mess you up. The story for Kingdom Hearts 2 will blow you away. They're both amazing games. You gotta play them. You gotta watch someone play it. Literally, it will change your life. I mean, I named my guinea pig after it, and I've got her for at least 6 years. So, obviously, there's a good reason behind it. And I have Riku's. I have a bunch of Kingdom Hearts pop vinyls there, too. I have almost every one of them. I don't have Mickey. That's the only one I'm missing. And I have Riku from Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, I will be getting Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out. Okay, next one, we're getting into the last one here. We have about 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 left. So we're getting down to the last one. So the next one is a game I bought a while ago, a long time ago actually. I only bought it recently again, at the beginning of this year. There's a piece of tape on the top of it. This actually might be my copy that I originally had. So welcome back, old friend. Where's my garbage? There it is. It is Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. I bought this game at Jumbo Video when they used to have games that were, I guess, retired now, so they used to put them for sale. I remember about this and a Wayne Gretzky game, which was a hockey game, and I absolutely loved it. I'm not even a fan of hockey, I just bought it because it was like $3. But I bought this game, absolutely fell in love with it. Ravenclaw was my team, which Ravenclaw is also my house, as I found out. And I used to play with the green team, I forget who it is. Well, no, was I Germany? I think I used to play as Germany all the time because I like Germany. I'm not 100% sure who I played as, but there's a lot of awesome teams. You play as, you start off playing, if you go to the story mode, you start with the 4 major houses. You can pick either Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. And you actually play against Harry Potter, you play against Draco, you fight the Weasleys that are on the field. And then eventually it leads you to the big guys, like with USA, England, France, Germany, Bulgaria, which has Victor Crumb in it. If you guys don't know that from the show. It's phenomenal. It's a really, really fun, competitive game. Just for solo, with your friends, all that. It's really, really good. It's so well put together. I mean, Draco Malfoy, it looks very, very dumb on the front of it, but it's really good. It's one of those games, if you get a chance to play it, it's so good. It's so worth it. And this may be my copy, but I always like picking off the tape on it, so I'm surprised that the tape is still on this, if it is my copy that I bought back. Welcome back, old friend. Next up is A Dog's Life. I got this for $1. This game is garbage. I like the fact that you get to play with a dog, but the graphics are horrible. It's from Hip Games. If I'm not mistaken, Hip does those really crappy electronics you can get, and like the bargain place, you know, like if you walk in, what is it, I forget the name of it, you know, when you're walking up to cash and there's like a couple things just there by the cash, that's what they make. This is a game like that. It's not great. It's very dumb. The graphics are horrible. You get to be a dog, though, which is cool. So, that's the only good thing about it. Those are the main villains. Look at them. No school, no chores, no clothes. It's great being a dog. It was worth the $1 I spent on it. Alright, so, our next game. So I actually have 2 Spyro games. I do have one, but not in the package. I have, is it Enter the Dragonfly? Yeah, I have Enter the Dragonfly for the PlayStation 2. It's not in an actual case, and I don't know where it is right now. But I do have The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. Don't play these games. I'm just straight up telling you now. If you are even slightly a fan of Spyro, the original 3 games like myself, they are my literal all-time favorite games of all time, this game will ruin everything for you. It doesn't even matter that he's voiced by Elijah Wood, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Elijah Wood is in this, but do you know who plays Sparks? David Spade. Yep, it's not good. This turns into like a brawling game. It's not great at all. I don't know why they did it. The only cool thing about this is it introduced Cinder. If you guys don't know Cinder from Skylanders, actually I got the figure right here. I'm a Skylander fan for anybody who knew. This is Cinder. She is from The Legend of Spyro. So that's the only good thing that came out of Legend of Spyro. But technically she had to die to do that because she's undead in the new games. Oh, I missed a wrestling game. I just SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I totally forgot I had that one. I do have Here Comes the Pain back home at my parents' house too. Totally missed this one. I never saw it on the bottom there. So yeah, that's another wrestling game that I missed. Sorry about that. Shut Your Mouth is actually the best. I played through that game 100%, like the story mode with Rhino for 2 years in the game. And he was the WWE champion for the majority of it. Actually, for the whole time. After I won King of the Ring with him, he won the WWE championship, and I defended it all the way to the end. Where the last thing you can do is you and the guy you're teaming up with can punch Vince McMahon in the face, and the only option you have is shut your mouth, and shut your mouth. I chose Shut Your Mouth number 3. Next we're going to talk about is one of the best PC games ever played, but since my computer doesn't have a CD drive, I had to pick up the PlayStation version. Need for Speed Underground. This game is insanely fun. It's got the best soundtrack on it. It's got Crystal Method, Born Too Slow, which is one of my favorite songs. Static X is on it. Little John's Get Low, if I'm not mistaken. Is it this one? That might be Need for Speed Underground 2. But one of the games has some of the... Both of the games have the best soundtracks ever. The racing is very slick. You can 100% customize your car. I think it's maybe one of the first games to do that. And it has drift in it, which is like one of the first games to do it also, besides like CTR. This game is so good. This one and the second game, I used to play it on PC all the time. Loved it. I should legally down. I mean, buy it legally along with the CD drive. But yeah, very fun game. If you haven't played the Need for Speed Underground games, you should. I have Need for Speed The Run for PlayStation 3, which is way better than I thought it would be. It's kind of like Underground, but not really. So I do have a classic Lego game. I have Lego Star Wars, the video game. This is the one that I think everyone wants PewDiePie to play with Marcia. I think they've already done it, but I got this game for $1 because it was 2 for $2, and if I bought one, it was going to be $2, so I had to buy 2, which I'll talk about the second game now in a little bit. But I think with the other one I bought, I'll explain why I bought it. But this game, I think I've only played like 2 or 3 times. I played the PC version a lot more. It's alright, the best way to describe it. The LEGO games have gotten a million times better. I talked about that in my PS3 video. LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean is actually one of my favorite games of all time. It's so much fun. It's one of the first games I've actually 100% completed. Like, got all the trophies, got all the achievements, got everything in it. So, I think LEGO Jurassic World is the other one I've got 100% in, and I think The Hobbit I have done too. Do I still have The Hobbit? I do, yeah. Yeah. Those are the 3 games I have 100% completed, for sure. Don't know if I got all the trophies on The Hobbit, but maybe, yeah. But it's a fun game. It's fun. I enjoy it. Oh, don't have any bottles to do it. I was going to get some bottles and do it. Warriors, come out to play! This game is amazing. I don't care what anyone says. Rockstar got the rights to produce The Warriors, which is an amazing movie into a video game, and what it is it's the prequel that leads into the movie. So what you do is at the beginning, you play through leading up to when the movie starts, and then you play the actual movie. And you get to see how all the gang members fall apart and all that stuff. The fighting modes are so good. There's 9 different characters, and they all have different fighting styles. My favorite was Ajax. He was a powerhouse. I also like playing as Cochise. He was awesome too. Phenomenal game. It's just mindless gang violence. And it's so much fun. If you ever get a chance to play this, do it. I got this for, I think, $6 or $7 at my local game store back when I was still living home. Worth every penny. It's so good. This is one of those games that whenever I'm like really bored and I don't know what to play, this is what I'll play. I'll whip this one out. I'll play it till I beat the game. It's unbelievably good. This is a very, very sleeper Rockstar hit, along with Rockstar Ping Pong. Great games. Great games. So we're down to the last couple here now. I'm going to talk about this one kind of briefly. This is Headhunter Redemption. I got this game at the same place where I got Warriors 2, a used game shop. I saw it for a couple bucks, so I decided to pick it up. For some reason, I remember looking at old journal entries I had from when I was in school and stuff, and whenever I see favorite thing or favorite game, I'd write this one down. I don't know why. I have no recognition of ever playing this game, but I guess young me loved it. Maybe in the future I'll pick this up and start playing it again. I remember I picked it up and I was like, oh man, I love this game, but I don't remember anything about it. So maybe in the future I will, you know, give this one another run and see maybe, oh, maybe it actually is a really good game and maybe I'm really good at it now. But who knows? I can't tell you really anything about this game. All I know is I loved it, and the main characters are Jack Wade and Lisa X. Lisa X. Not Lisa. Lisa X. If that's not the most punk rock name you ever heard in your life, then I don't know what is. And last but certainly not least, we have Friends, the trivia game. The one with all the trivia, sorry. So when I bought Lego Star Wars, my girlfriend at the time, she wanted this game. And since it was 2 for $2, I decided to buy the Lego game with it. We played this once. I destroyed her in it. Do you want to know how much I know about Friends? Enough. My sister was really good at this game. I'm not a big fan of Friends. I think Office is the superior show. That's going to do it for my PlayStation 2 collection, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is probably a very long video, just like the PS3 collection. But if you are interested, I do have a PlayStation 1 collection too. I don't have I don't have all the games with me, so I'll just be mostly talking about demo discs I own. But I do have that. I also do have a Nintendo 64 collection. I do have a 3DS and DS collection, so if you want me to do that one too, I can do that in the future. What else? My Genesis collection, which I haven't really played most of those. I have a couple Wii games too. I have a couple odds and ends collections that I can do. But yeah, let me know if you want to see PS1 or 2DS, DS and 3DS and Genesis and Nintendo 64. Let me know if you want to see any one of those four. Let me know which ones you're interested in if you are. If you made it all the way to the end, shout out to you. You're the best. If you're new to the channel, I do Skyliner content on the regular. Now, I know Skyliners isn't the biggest thing right now, but I do Skyliner content normally, along with a couple odds and ends in between, along with my entire collection video. I have a really big Skyliner collection, just saying. And I have other collection. As you can see behind me, a lot of stuff behind me is a lot of stuff I'm into, so, along with Pokemon. But yes, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know, leave a like and a comment below. But as always, I bid you farewell.